Yo, gangsters! It's ANFEEL here, and today we're taking a trip back in time, but not just for kicks. We're here to give a big shout out to those dudes who decided to kick the bucket. Yeah, you heard me right. Today we're saying thank you for extinction. Now, you might think dinosaurs were the scariest creatures to roam the planet. Well, hold on to your hats, because I'm about to show you something that'll make you thank your lucky stars those monsters ain't around anymore. Also, big shout out to those who commented on our last video. Unfortunately, there was only one comment, so let's step up our game. And in the next part, I'll include absolutely every comment you guys write. So, sit back, grab some popcorn, and let's find out who deserves a big thank you for keeping us alive. Alright, ready for the first nightmare? Say hello to the Agirocasida, a mix between a whale and a lobster, but scarier. This 2-meter shrimp cruised the oceans 480 million years ago, filtering plankton with its net-like tentacles. This guy looked, well, let's just say unusual. Picture this: huge bug eyes, a body covered in spikes, and those tentacles scooping up food. Not exactly a predator, but definitely not a looker. By the way, this dude is like the great-great-granddaddy of all spiders, insects, and crabs. Good thing this dude decided to kick the bucket, or else beach days would be a nightmare. Phew, dodged a bullet there. But don't relax just yet. That's just the beginning. There are 7 more monsters ahead that'll make Agirocasida look like a cute kitten. Next up, meet the Rachoscorpion, every arachnophobe's worst nightmare. This thing looked like a mix between a scorpion and a lobster, only the size of a small car. Imagine 2.5 meters of chitinous armor, sharp claws ready to tear you apart, and a tail with a venomous stinger. This dude ruled the rivers and lakes 390 million years ago. By the way, the first Rachoscorpion was found in Germany. They only found a claw, but it was the size of a grown man's hand. Scientists estimated the whole monster to be almost 3 meters long. You know why Rachoscorpions were so huge? They say it's all about oxygen. There was a lot more of it in the atmosphere back then. So, if you want to grow your own pet monster, now you know what to do. Alright, enough jokes. I'm glad these dudes are gone. Swimming in the river would be creepy otherwise. Let's move on. Now we're heading to the swamp, where our next guest awaits, the Metoposaurus. This thing looked like a giant salamander, only the size of a crocodile. 2 meters of slimy skin, a wide flat head with hundreds of sharp teeth. Yikes! And don't think this creature was harmless. Metoposaurs were predators and happily chowed down on anything that moved. Fish, frogs, even small dinosaurs. Nothing was off the menu. By the way, they found these dudes' remains all over the world. In Germany, Poland, America, even India. Alright, gangsters, while we're still alive, let's move on to the next monster, and let's give a big thank you to Metoposaurus for not sticking around to our days. And now, get ready for something truly epic. Say hello to the Megatherium, a sloth the size of an elephant. Yep, you heard that right. This fluffy giant roamed America just 11,000 years ago. 6 meters tall, huge claws, and an appetite like a bulldozer. Imagine this. You're walking through the forest, and suddenly you hear trees snapping. You look up, and there's this fluffy monster casually munching on treetops. And don't think it wouldn't notice you. Megatherium had a keen sense of smell and could sniff you out from a mile away. Scientists still debate whether Megatherium was a predator. Some say it only ate leaves, others say it wouldn't mind some meat. Either way, it's better not to meet it one-on-one. Now imagine having to clean up after this giant in the zoo. Mountains of dung, tons of eaten leaves. Yuck, even thinking about it is awful. Thank goodness Megatherium kicked the bucket. Otherwise, instead of cats and dogs, we'd be walking these fluffy monsters. Let's move on before we get eaten. Love centipedes. How about a centipede the size of a crocodile? Introducing Arthropleura, a multi-legged monster that'll give you goosebumps. Imagine 2.6 meters of chitinous armor, dozens of legs wriggling in all directions, and jaws ready to snap you in half. This dude lived 300 million years ago and was one of the largest insects in history. Remains of these creatures were found in Germany, Scotland, even in America. Can you imagine the horror people felt when they first saw these fossils? They probably thought they were monsters from doom. By the way, nobody knows for sure what Arthropleura ate. Maybe plants, maybe other animals. Anyway, I wouldn't want to meet it in a dark alley. But if you think Arthropleura is the epitome of horror, you're dead wrong. Meet Dunkleosteus, a tankfish that'll make you rethink your views on fishing. This thing was covered in thick armor made of bony plates, and instead of teeth, it had bone spikes as sharp as blades. Imagine what it would be like to get caught in its jaws. You'd be crushed like a tin can. This monster was 10 meters long and weighed 4 tons. It ate anything that crossed its path. Fish, sharks, even its own kind. Fortunately, Dunkleosteus went extinct 360 million years ago. Otherwise, the seas and oceans would be off limits for us. Phew, those creatures in the past were something else. Good thing things are much calmer now. Thought that was it? Think again. Say hello to Titanoboa, the queen of all snakes. This beauty was as long as a bus, a whopping 14 meters. Titanoboa was a killing machine. It squeezed its prey with such force that their bones would break, and even crocodiles became its lunch. By the way, Titanoboa remains were found in Colombia, and scientists say this snake was so heavy it could barely move on land. Imagine the racket when it slithered through the forest. Thank goodness this little snake kicked the bucket 60 million years ago. Otherwise, I'd definitely stop going on hikes. Well, to be honest, I don't go on them anyway. But the coolest monster from the past was, of course, the Megalodon. This shark was so huge it could swallow a car whole. 15 meters long, 200 sharp teeth, and a bite force that could snap a boat in half. This creature was the true ruler of the ocean. By the way, Megalodon teeth are still found all over the world, and they're so huge that they're sometimes mistaken for dinosaur fossils. Megalodon was the king of terror, and I'm infinitely grateful that it went extinct 2.6 million years ago. So, have you had enough nightmares from the past? How's the company? Personally, I'm immensely thankful to these guys for deciding to kick the bucket on time. So gangsters, let's thank evolution once again for getting rid of such neighbors. And while we're at it, let's subscribe to the channel so we don't miss out on new episodes about all the craziness from the past and present. Write in the comments which monsters scared you the most. And remember, knowledge is power. Ignorance is peaceful sleep. This has been ANFEEL. Until next time.